Reflect on the main obstacle that you've experienced in this project and what you have therefore learned about your own development needs. I found myself getting quite behind on my work in the project. I think this was mostly as a result of time pressure. Um, I've just been promoted to head professional, so there's new responsibilities and new pressures at work. The golf season's just begun, so naturally the golf club is much more busy. My teaching diary is becoming very full very quickly, and I'm starting to prepare for a playing season with events starting very soon. So when I combine all these things together, I've actually found it very difficult to devote enough quality time to the project. So really, my time management has been the biggest obstacle during this process so far, and as a result of all of this, I've been becoming increasingly worried and anxious about making small mistakes because of the limited amount of time that I've been able to commit to doing the project, and these small little mistakes costing me marks. I have a very clear picture of what I want to achieve in the project and in the overall degree, and how that links very closely to where I want to go with my career and moving forward with that. So looking back, after taking on my new role, I've been very, my desire to impress and make a positive change at work has been very high, and as a result I've been taking on more and more things, which is, I think, always been a weakness of mine. I've always been very willing to take on things, especially at work, and not try not to say no to anything, which has actually hurt me in the past. And I think actually it spreads me too thin. It's better focusing on some really important things and ticking those off rather than trying to cover everything. And it's something that has affected many different parts of my life in the past. It's affected my personal life and my professional life, and now it's beginning to have a huge effect on my education and this project. I mean, I've found at times that I've not been able to spend time on the project for up to a week or two, and because of this, when I do eventually sit down and spend some time, I find it very difficult to pick up from where I left off. I find it takes me a long time, up to sort of half an hour, to just get back to where I was. And this really frustrates me, and I feel like I'm wasting time going back over things again and again. And in Cole's model, this I guess is the reflective experience stage. When I'm having a look at what I've been doing. As I move forward, I'll talk more about the experimental stage and what I might do differently in the future to help try and control these things. So over the last few months, I've found that I've been trying to cram work into periods when I'm free. So this is often in the evenings when I get home from work. Actually, at this time, it's not the best time for me. I'm working long hours, tiring, long day, and I find it very difficult to focus and make this time productive. I think at this time as well, my motivation levels are very low, and because of that, it's very easy for me to just put it aside and give up for an evening. And I think if I was able to set aside appropriate time slots at least once a week, possibly in the morning, it would have a huge impact on the productivity of the sessions and how much I get done. And if I can make them more regular, I think it would solve the problem of having to catch up for that first half an hour. So I've always had a burning desire inside me to do my very best at anything I do. And that's, I think, comes from my competitive nature. I always want to be better than the next person. It's always been the way I've been, which has been both a strength and a weakness for me. And obviously this includes my university work. So if I find that I've missed something or get behind my work, it makes me feel quite annoyed and actually a little bit upset that I've let myself do that. And it can also give me quite a lot of stress and anxiety as I start to consider how I'm going to catch back up. And obviously being very busy at work, it then increases those feelings of stress and anxiety and worry about how I'm going to catch up. So I'd say I've learned that to achieve the grade I'm looking for in this project, I really need to find a way to fit in more regular sessions which I'm able to focus and be much more productive. So to do this, I'll be taking steps to improve over the coming weeks. I'll be taking time on a Monday to plan my week, help me fit in everything. I think this will I think I'll find it very useful to have a definite structure to my week, and as a result, my motivation should increase, my feelings of stress and anxiety should decrease, and I find it much easier to commit to spending more time on the project. And if I can really commit to this, I feel like it's, as I say, going to alleviate any of that stress, and actually keep me very, very focused on what I've got to do. I could also set some goals to help me keep on track with the project, and keep me moving forward. Just have to be very strict with myself, and hold myself accountable if I don't achieve them. And that, linking back to what I said earlier, is about the active experimentation stage of Kolb's model, and then the cycle would restart, and I would begin reflecting again.